we cannot wonder how our life would be without electricity. From the very lamp in our bedroom to the biggest machines known to mankind, electricity has played a vital role. To form an electric cable, a basic component is a conductor, which conducts the current through the cable, and insulation, which maintains the flow of electricity through the conductor cables. Further, it may have other additional coverings to protect them and increase their working life. The whole process begins with checking the conductivity and purity of the most important raw material, the 8 mm copper rod. Let's have a look at the copper wire manufacturing process.
It starts with an 8 mm copper rod drawn. This consists of reducing the diameter of the copper rod gradually to its final diameter to increase its ductility and conductivity. Rod is procured from Hindalco or Sterlite, which is in its purest form. The 8 mm copper rod is passed through the RBD or rod breakdown machine. And what we get is 1.8 mm wire. The German-made knee-off machine, which then draws the 1.8 mm wire further. The process involves high degree of skill lubrication diamond dies and annealing by high-intensity currents. The German-made knee-off machine leads to best quality product. The output now is wires of 0.3 mm to 0.6 mm copper wires. Now we need to bunch these wires together. We've got the bunching machine, which bunches number of drawn conductors and twist them together at pre-decided twist per meter, and then wind out in a metallic bobbins according to ISO standards. Testing process. Tensile strength test, N per millimeter squared, and elongation at break in percentage to check the better performance and higher flexibility. Conductor resistance to test low power losses and reduced electricity bills.
Now we are ready with the copper to be used in Kundan cab wires. These twisted wires will later be transported to the cabling unit. Thus, the copper wires are prepared according to whether they are house wires or power cables and sent to their respective division. We require PVC to convert these wires into top-class cables. Kundan Cab has installed German-made PVC compound manufacturing machine.
Raw materials for the PVC are in the form of powder, which is procured from the certified sources. PVC resin, being the most important element, is procured from Reliance and Shriram. The PVC compound is prepared using a proportionate formula, which includes PVC resin, foaming blowing agent, heat stabilizer, lubricant, process aid and filler. The mixture is now fed into Coperium, the German-made extruder. The mixed ingredients PVC is fed into the extrusion process parameters, that is, barrel heating zones, where temperatures and screw speed are varied systematically and in random order to vary the extrusion in the form of solid cords, which are then cut in the form of pellets. These heated granules are taken through the heated vents and cooled gradually. Temperature is maintained in such a way where they do not stick to each other. After this, they are sieved for any irregular granules, which finally collects into a collection chamber. Finally, these are packed into 25 kilograms bags, which are then sent to power cable or house wire units as per requirements. Testing process. Oxygen index test. Safety in case of fire and ensures delayed ignition of wires. Smoke density test ensures low smoke emission.
For the power cable manufacturing, Kundan Cab collects only the highest quality aluminium and copper. and they are passed for processing only after undergoing quality tests. In the manufacturing of medium and high voltage power cables made out of XLPE or PVC compound, our plant uses the latest technology available in this field.
XLPE is an abbreviation of cross-linked polyethylene or vulcanized polyethylene. It is a thermoplastic material which has a strong resistance to deformation at higher temperatures. XLPE has excellent electrical, thermal, mechanical and chemical properties. These cables are widely used by the customers, replacing the conventional cables using PVC as insulating material. We use self-cured XLPE or PVC compound for insulation of core copper or aluminium wire on an extrusion line as per required specification through the modern drum twist machine. All rewound cores are then laid together to form a cable as per specified design. Then, another layer as inner sheath is added by extrusion line. Armoring is done with 48 bobbins machine using galvanized steel or aluminium stripper wire. Next, extrusion of PVC outer sheath is done. Branding and measurement mark along with embossing of brand name is done to standardize the cables. Finally, all cables are rewound on wooden drums. Cables are tested before being sealed and packed for dispatch. House wire manufacturing process. Machinery used in our factory is one of the best in the world. Supermac is a high-speed machine for wire insulation. Punched copper wire of required size are fed into an extrusion process. In the feeding section, the solid PVC granules are fed into the extruder through a hopper. Then, PVC compound is transported along the barrel by means of a rotating screw. The barrel wall is equipped with a number of electric heaters which melt the PVC. This material is then pushed towards the die where the extruded final product is shaped and expelled. After this, to maintain the uniform thickness of the wires are processed through the online dia controller Sikora device. Then the wire undergoes a multi-pass cooling process before entering the air wiper and caption unit. We use non-contact inkjet printer, which helps us in continuous printing with sequential markings throughout the cable length. It helps to have a correct and complete length of every drum and coil. Finally, the bobbins are winded at a speed of 600 meters per minute with an automatic dual take-up, which shifts from one bobbin to another without a break, resulting in high productivity. Then through one of the best machines, final coiling process is done. Machine has a production capacity of 5 numbered coils per minute with exact length of 90 meters. This is supported by imported length controllers and online high-frequency spark testers, which are provided for any leakage and failure of PVC cable, tested as per ISO specifications.